Hi everyone, welcome to B2B Freelance Writer. On this channel, we teach you how to become a highly paid freelance writer for the B2B industry. Hit subscribe if you're new to this channel. We try to pump out content at least every single day. So in this video, we're going to talk about the B2B funnel, and understanding it is going to help you write better content and sign more clients. And the reason for that is because showing that you understand the marketing funnel is one of the key things which positions you as an industry expert. And showing your industry expertise displays very high proof signal, and that's one of the things that gets you to sign more clients. So, what is the marketing funnel? The marketing funnel is the journey a buyer goes through before they buy anything. And we've talked about this before in the first video of this channel, I believe, the comparison between B2C and B2B. And in B2C, the marketing funnel can be quite short. You see something, you see an ad, you click on it, you decide to buy or not to buy. But the marketing funnel for B2B, the buyer's journey, can be quite long. And during that time, that's when they will need to consume content. Consuming content during their journey helps them eventually reach the decision to buy or not to buy. So think of your content as an assistant throughout their buyer's journey. You're taking them from the top to the middle to the bottom. And at the bottom, this is when they decide to buy. So what is the top? The top is wide. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that just come across a website. They don't really know about it. They know they sort of have a problem, but they haven't started thinking about solving it yet. And it is called awareness, right? This is where people first realize they have a problem, but they're not looking for a solution. It's like you might know that you want to get in better shape, but you're not actively looking for a solution. But then you come across a fitness blog and you start consuming content. And as you consume content, you actually start to move from the top of the marketing funnel down towards the bottom. Eventually, you might decide to buy a program from that fitness coach, right? So we are all part of that. We have our own marketing funnels for the different products that we consume. And at the very top is just awareness. You have a problem, but you're not looking for a solution yet. You're kind of trying to just understand what's going on. So, yeah, this is, for example, the company which will type what is a CRM software. So maybe they've heard somewhere, maybe some of their colleagues from other companies have told them, hey, you need to get a CRM to sort out all of your team's data and your customer data, and it's huge help. It will save you a lot of time and a lot of money. And they've briefly told you what it's about, but you don't really know, and you're considering maybe you've got to solve that, your team missing deadlines, your team missing client calls, you're not tracking their cold outreach properly. All of these are problems that companies can face. And you've heard about CRM software, or you're just typing about your problems, and a CRM software is a solution. So in this case, you will have blog posts which are explaining the problem. You'll have education guides. What is X articles? Hey, check out HubSpot, the biggest company right now for CRM. They have at least 5 articles titled What is CRM? Why do they have that? They have that because they are targeting the top of funnel people. So people who could stumble across this article while searching about their problem and learn about CRM. And once they've sort of understood CRM, once your content has answered these basic questions where you're not selling them anything, you're just building trust, you're giving them value, then they can move to the middle of the funnel where they actually consider whether they're going to go for your product. So before we move to the middle, just one quick note. So for the top of the funnel, how it applies to blog writing, you're answering basic questions, you're adding value, you're educating them assuming they don't know much. So this is where your content is focused. Middle of the funnel means they've already sort of familiarized themselves with the content that you have. They are well aware that they have a problem, and now they decide, I'm going to look for a solution. So this is where you have articles like that: HubSpot versus Salesforce, best CRM for small businesses, best CRM for middle-sized businesses. All of these are on HubSpot, by the way. They have at least a dozen articles comparing HubSpot to Salesforce. And you'd think that they're just repeating stuff. They do change it over time, but most of the time it's a little bit of the same stuff, but it is important because people are looking for that. People are typing that. Or they want to compare this tool and this tool. So they are aware of the tool now, because in the top of the funnel, they were not even aware of the tool. They just knew they had a problem. Now they know they have a problem. They know there are tools. Now they want to see, okay, which one is better? Is that going to fit my company? I have a small company. I have a middle-sized company. I have a large company. Does HubSpot have a CRM specifically for my 5 people company? Or should I not go for it? These are the things in their mind. They are searching about it, and the content that comes up should help them, should guide them. So these are the content types in the middle of the funnel, right? Comparison posts, case studies where you show how the software has worked, webinars, ebooks, detailed guides how to use the software, and how blog writing fits. Yeah, you're helping them compare. You're just not pushing the product yet. You're just helping them understand the landscape more. You're building more trust, and you are positioning your client more and more as an expert, which is also important, right? For you to be an industry expert, is important to get hired to sign your client, but your client has to be an industry expert for their client. So being an industry expert is very important. And bottom of the funnel is the decision. This is where they're aware they have a problem, and then they've learned that there are solutions to their problems. They've spent time understanding the different solutions, comparing different features, whether it fits them or not. And now they're ready to buy, and they need that final push. So you have these kind of articles. Is HubSpot worth the price? A demo request. Why choose this company over that company? This is just to give them that final punch for them to know, okay, you can go for that. You can, this is worth it. Go for it. These are the content types. ROI calculators are very popular as well. By the way, you don't have to do those. A lot of the content types I've listed, it doesn't mean that you have to write all of that. I'm just giving you overall how the different content types that exist depending on the funnel. You're not gonna be building ROI calculators. They're very common though in the to help at the bottom of the funnel. You're not gonna go with pricing guides. I've never written any pricing guides. I've written case studies and testimonials, but never the others. And if you're gonna do just blog writing, well, it fits. You're just removing doubts. You're proving, you're showing more proof, you're answering specific objections, and you're helping make the sale happen. So remember, as a recap, the top of the funnel answers questions. So they know they have a problem, they have a lot of questions, and the top of the funnel tries to answer these questions. So when they're searching, they're directed to the website of your client because your article comes up. And then they move to the middle where they now start to read more articles. They start to consider the solution that your client is offering. And then if that middle of the funnel content does a good job, they are at this time at the bottom. Of course, they're going to take their time too. They have to go back and forth within their company. Remember, the buyer's journey of B2B companies is quite long, a few months. So during that time, they'll be moving from top to bottom. And when they're at the bottom, they need to be persuaded a little bit more. Every blog post you write should fit into one of these 3 buckets. That's what business writing is about. And I will add that if you're getting started, top and middle of the funnel should be your focus. You will be writing content that addresses these questions that they have at the top of the funnel. So what would someone who has this problem but is not really aware of the different solutions, What would that person search? What would that person want to read? What would a person who has a problem, they know about the problem, they know about the different solutions, and they want to know more, what would that person want to read? That is the middle. You're going to focus on the top and the middle. That's easy. But understand the whole funnel. Understand where you fit in as a B2B freelance writer. You are producing content that is helping guide customers through that funnel from the top to the bottom. You're assisting in taking them from the top to the bottom. This is your job. And let's say copywriters, if you're in freelancing, you've heard of copywriters, they're mostly at the bottom. They are more in persuading. So a copywriter, a highly skilled copywriter, can write something that is specifically designed to push them for the sale, to get them to take out their credit card and buy it. Whereas you will be you'll be answering questions, helping them compare, educating them more. This is your job as a freelance writer, as a content writer, rather than a copywriter. But of course, blog writing also gets at the bottom of the funnel. There are specific blog posts that are used for that as well. It just requires maybe higher skill. And if you just get started, they might not assign you these kind of blog posts to write, which is not a problem. So hope you've enjoyed this video and have a better understanding of marketing funnel and actually see your role in guiding customers through that funnel. This is the value that you add to these companies, which are going to pay you 3 to 4K a month to write articles for them. And when you speak to clients, when you post on LinkedIn, and you show that you understand that, imagine of how much more of an industry expert you look like. You're not just saying, hey, I'll write blog posts for you. Hey, I'll write blog posts for you. Three of them will be for the top of the funnel and 3 others for the middle of the funnel, unless you want me to focus on a specific part of the marketing funnel. Now, say that to a potential client. Obviously, they haven't heard it before from random freelancers who just want to freelance because they want the laptop lifestyle. Now you're showing that you actually understand their world. And that not only gets you to write better content, but helps you sign clients much easier because you become an industry expert. Thank you for watching this video. Hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.